Testimonials is one of the most important sections in your landing page. It gives validation and a feel of professionalism to your brand. So today we're going to be looking into how we can create a testimonial section for this landing page we have been already creating. So before we start, I'm going to give ourselves a bit of space here. And I actually have right here everything required to create a testimonials section. So first, let's try to put everything that is listed here into the actual design. So what actually is listed here? We have a testimony, which is what the user said. We have a name, the user's name, profession, the user's profession, it's the rating that the user has given the app, personal description about the user, call to action, and an image of the user. Now, when we say the user, we're not talking about the end user, but instead, since this is a fitness planner website, we are more talking about medical professionals. So that's why we need profession, the description, like the achievements of the person. That will help us give more validation to the actual testimony. So let's start. Let's start from the testimony. Uh, okay, I'm gonna write out some just generic testimony here. I recommend workout for uh, let's just say this. This now, as we've been doing here from the start, like our primary content, the one that needs the most visibility would have the Bebas font style. So it will be Bebas. Then we'll increase like the testimony size to around 64 maybe, probably 64 here. Yeah. Then what you're gonna do is we're gonna still keep with the overall consistency. So consistency is key in your landing pages. So everywhere we have been outlining the most important part by using the accent color. Uh, okay. Uh, the service is professional. So we might want to like outline this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to our variables and pick out the orange, which is the primary accent color. Also, you can see that here we have a bit of uh, line height around 72 pixels. So I want to do this here too, just to keep it consistent. So that's one done. We can just cross it off. Next, we need the name of the user. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pill container just to like if we just write out the name like Dr. Uh, Santa Chris, say John. If we just write out the name and leave it as it is, like it's now really visible. The reason for that is the content here just overwhelms this one. So I'm gonna opt to create a pill container to have that. So I'm just gonna give this 16 pixels. It's gonna be enter. Then what we're gonna do is I want to use this accent. I'm just gonna duplicate it, bring it over here, and reduce its height from 97 to around 16 or 20. Okay, so I'm just going to do it on both sides. Then we're going to group everything into a name. Then we're going to center align it, give it 8 pixel or maybe 12 pixel gap. Then we're going to give it a background color just for it to stand out. We're going to use this background color, the white. Finally, we're going to give it a stroke, a dark black stroke to just follow with the overall design style, which we have been going for. Again, it's all about consistency. And a 16 by 16 padding with an 8 pixel corner radius. That looks good. That looks good. So next we can cross this off of our list. I always recommend you to just write what you need in a section and cross it off as you go. That will give you a better idea of what to do if you're feeling like uh, overwhelmed. Okay, so his profession or her professional is would be medical doctor. I'm just gonna say medical doctor. Okay, that's enough. Okay, then let's cross this off too. Okay, good progress. Now I would like to group these two. Uh, First, let's change this into profession. I would like to group these two. Okay. Uh, the reason for that is I think it is like very tightly connected. There is a great connection between the name and the profession, and that connection is in the form of uh, testimony giver. Testimony giver. So we can group it here as that's like the basic connection here. Okay, we have almost everything here. Then rating, we need a rating here. So I'm just gonna, instead of writing out 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, I'm just gonna try to create ratings using icons and stars. Okay, we can just create a star here around, I'm not sure, around 32 by 32. It would have some corner radius, around 1.5 probably. Then I'm gonna give it whites. I'm gonna group it here into an orange, which would be our orange color here. Give it some corner radius, 8 pixels, and the padding will be around 8 by 8, or make it, okay. If we do that, let's decrease this actually around 24. Okay, that looks good. I will decrease this to 1, but also increase this maybe to maybe 30. Okay, yeah, 30 I think looks great. So I'm just gonna call this rating, and this will be the star here. So I'm just going to duplicate this around 5 times to indicate 5 rating points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like on the 5th one, what we can do even is we can give it a linear gradient. Okay, from left to right. From left to right. And it would be from this green here to a gray of some sort. Or we can say a white here. Then what we can do is we can give it up to 50%. And this will be from 50%. Okay, that looks good. Here we can change the white to be a gradient again. From okay, it would be from the white here to the orange. Then it would be from 50% to 50%. We can flip this. Then just to indicate like it's not it's a half point or 4.5 rating. So what we could do here is we give it something like this. Okay, so give this 50%, or reduce this to 50%. Yeah, so actually if we do that, just to give more contrast between the background and the foreground, we could give it like a solid black stroke. We could do that for each of them actually. And this would be, if we group them, our rating points. That looks good, that looks nice. So let's just come here and let's cross this off. Personal description. Okay, so the personal description and the call to action, I'm gonna group them into something resembling this here. So all for consistency, right? So let's just duplicate it. And instead of just service text here, we're gonna give personal description. Dr. Chris John is a renowned medical doctor, experience in the field of fitness and physical care with over 10 years of experience. Okay, so this would be our description. And also, I think I misspelled John. That how you spell it? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, it seems to work. So like that's just killing two birds with one stone. It's just we are solve the problems at once. And there are so many reasons why you would like to do this. One is consistency. Since we are using the same style all over the website, consistency will give the website a better feel of connectedness and professionalism. So consistency is a huge part of it. Yeah, so just like that, we can just cross off these two here, the personal description and the call to action. Now we finally need an image. So I'm just going to draw out a square, a rectangle here. I'm not going to give it a fill, but rather I'm going to go to plugins, Unsplash. Again, if you don't have Unsplash, you can go to manage plugins, search for Unsplash, and just open it from there. I'm just going to rename this image while it's loading. So from Unsplash, we're going to search for doctor. So we want a professional headshot. I think this is a bit further away. I think this is good. This is a professional headshot, which is close. Now, how do we use images in a monochromatic style? So as you can see, we are only using the orange here. So if we suddenly introduce this green, this red, and this brown color, the design will feel off, inconsistent. So we want to keep with this style over here by just going to the image, reducing its saturation to the minimum amount. Then we want to give it an extra color on top at 100%. So now we can go to this color, select linear gradient, and it would actually be orange to orange, but the top orange would be at 0% opacity. And let's reduce this. That looks great. Okay, that looks great. So this will be our image. Now we can add some detail to it. For example, we can add some corner radius at 8 pixels, or maybe I'm gonna go 12 pixels. That looks nice. What else can we do to this image? Maybe we can try with the stroke. Yeah, I think that's better, just to give it more, like, since the edges might be like a whiter color, like on this side, just to give it more separation, we can use this stroke. Subtle difference, but it provides better UI UX. Okay, so now we are done with everything. So now we have to ask the question, how do we lay this out? How do we group everything properly? And the method I use is called grouping based on content closeness. That means how close is the content, or how much like does the content share with one another. I I know that might sound puzzling, so let's try to break it down here. For example, we have these two which are grouped because they describe the doctor or the testimony giver. So since they are grouped with, since they have a higher interconnectedness, they are grouped. So we can take this and group it together with this one, since they all are describing the doctor, the image, the name, and the profession. So I'm just gonna call this info testimony. I'm gonna call it testimony giver here. So next, what we want to do is we want to give it a consistent padding around 16 by 16, and we want to place it at the bottom left. I think that looks much better. Okay, so let's make this bigger. Okay, yeah. So this is one section done, or subsection. Now, the testimony and the rating are highly interconnected. So I'd group these two. And I'd say testimony, since like they both, like in the rating, you are testimonizing. So I'm just going to call them both testimony and give it 16 pixel gap, left alignment. And as we have been doing so far, we would have an image or an accent on the left and our content on the right. Or we are doing this throughout. So I'm just going to group these two, and I'm just going to put them and also left align them. And together this would be the content, and we can group it here. We can make this bigger and group everything here into a testimony section. Testimony. Okay, so obviously we can take out our rulers and try to size everything up. Okay, so this will fill the container. Okay, this would also. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's remove this to see how it is looking. Yeah, you can see we are following along nicely with the grid which we have set up here. One thing is left. I believe here that it's perfect almost, but we can create a bit more separation between the contents here. Since they all have the same background, I would like to give this a bit more separation by just giving it some padding around 32 by 32. Then giving it a fill, a white fill, and a black stroke as we have been doing, of 8 pixels corner radius, or actually 12 pixel corner radius. And now if we take out our rulers, we want to give this the space it needs for the content to be aligned correctly, but for the actual container it should be overflowing. which will give it a nice little style here. Like this looks much more interesting than the previous iteration. There is clear visual separation and interest points. So the last thing I would like to do is add an accent. So we have been doing that all throughout with this little icon of source. So I'm just gonna take this here and place it, reduce its size a bit. Here I'm gonna rotate it and I'm gonna place it at the top. Let's make it a bit bigger. And we can place it here. Okay. Okay, that looks absolutely incredible. I'm really liking that. So the last thing that remains is to first position this perfectly, which is 96 pixels between the sections. We have to be careful to follow that. There's 96 pixel gap here, 96 pixel gap here. Also, let's central it a bit. Let's reduce the size, and finally let's get some color consistency. I'm gonna make all the blacks here, the whites, and obviously I'm gonna leave the gradients alone. Also, I'm just gonna make this into our orange, some more light version of the orange, so around 700. Okay, so that's it for the design. We can take a look at the overall website so far, which is coming along quite nice. Yeah, so today we finished the testimonial section, and in the next part we're going to be finishing the pricing section, followed that by the footer, and we are done. We might go into mobile responsiveness. If that's something you're interested in, just comment it down below. Thanks for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. If you want private mentorship and to become a better UI/UX designer faster, I offer that. So you can just DM me on my X. You can get the handle down below in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.